Hello and welcome to the FastFlow dashboard. So what I'm going to do is give you a quick overview of the options and the settings. Basically, when you first open the dashboard, you're going to see this panel here. This can be dismissed at any time, and then if you need to reactivate it, it's up here, so you can just check that box again. Now, in the screen options themselves, there's some options for classic and light theming, dark, and minimal. Minimal, you'll obviously won't see anything at the minute, but you'll notice it when you start adding the widgets. So I'm just going to go back to the classic setting. Just here at the top, we've got a number of dashboards. We may add some more over time, but at the minute there's 5 dashboards that you can create. And basically, we create them using these widgets. So I'm just going to dismiss this panel now. And if we come into widgets, depending on the plugins that you've got installed, you can basically add widgets to the dashboards. So if I drag this widget over, give it a quick title, and then we can choose from one of these formats. So depending on the widget that you're adding, you can basically create a different set of widgets. So I'm just going to add this widget as it is, and when we look at the dashboard again, you can see the widget's been added, and we've got a chart for the products that are purchased in this particular plugin, which is Fast Member. So if we come down onto the add-ons section, this is where you'll see the add-ons that you actually have available. So if you've licensed your site, where you add in the license key here, so let's just quickly visit that tab. So here we can activate the site with the license key, and then the add-ons that you have available will be here. So licensed means they've been licensed and you've activated them. Available means they're available for activation or purchase. If you've licensed everything, then there won't be anything on this tab. In the free tab, you'll see some plugins that are available on the WordPress repository. So these are all available for installation. They're free to use. And then on the recommended tab, these are other plugins that we recommend that are on WordPress that are available for you to install. These are maintained by other developers. We've tested them and we know these work well, and we know that they're maintained and actively developed, so we include them here. We may add more over time, or we may remove them if something goes wrong with any of them, but generally these are great plugins and we highly recommend you check them out. Then on the settings panel, this is where we actually have settings for the plugins that you install. So for example, the FastFlow dashboard itself has a option here to add a logo to the login page in WordPress. So you can brand your site, and there's an option to hide the admin bar, which would hide this for subscribers that are logged into your website and they're just browsing around, but obviously not admin users. So this will hide this black bar at the top. Other plugins, for example, Fast Member has its own settings, so these are all here, and when you add these and use the Quick Start Wizard, this will go through and use the settings that you set here. Depending on which other plugins you have installed, these will add settings panels. We've preferred to put them up here rather than down here, because WordPress can get a bit cluttered when you've got lots of plugins and they're all adding settings down here. And sometimes plugins don't add their settings all in one place. So we've decided to put all our settings in one place here, so that you know exactly where to go if you're installing any of the FastFlow plugins. All the settings will be available here. So if we go back to the add-ons, and once you've activated your site, you'll see the add-ons that you have available here. So depending on what state your site is in, you may have them available to activate or install. So for example, if I wanted to install this plugin, I just click install. It's going to pull it from our server, and then you can activate it as well. So once that's activated, any settings would appear in the settings panel, and any particular options for that plugin, like pages, etc., would appear under this sidebar here. Also, I want to point out the fast tags section. There'll be more detailed tutorials on this, but I'll give you a quick overview as well. So if we visit the fast tags, you can see here there's one tag that's been added. This has been added by the plugin Fast Member. There'll be some other tags that will be added by other plugins. So if, for example, if you installed some of the WooCommerce add-ons, they may add some tags here. But you can manually add tags. So if we add a tag here for, say you wanted to add a customer tag, and then you can quick add that tag. You'll see the tag appears here, and then these tags can be parent tags for other tags. So basically this files tag is a parent tag for the files which it works with Fast Member. Basically these tags are used across your site depending on which plugins you're using and how you integrate them, but they kind of connect things together. So that if you've got customers, you can tag them, and then you can send those tags into other systems. For example, Active Campaign, ConvertKit, GetResponse, Aweber, any of the systems that are currently integrated and ones that we add over time, you'll be able to tag people with these tags. And you kind of knit things together, so fast tags are really quite useful. And then you've got options here for adding tags, so you've got a bit more detail. It works on the same system as the taxonomies here. We can also look at the tagged users, so once the users have been tagged, they'll appear in this list here. This should give you a quick overview of how the FastFlow dashboard works. Any questions, just hit our support, we'll be glad to help you out.